Hi everybody, welcome back to Moscone West. We're here in San Francisco at RSAC 2026, wrapping up day one, theCUBE's continuous coverage. We'll be here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and all day Thursday. Wall-to-wall coverage here. I'm with Jon Oltsik. And Jon, it's a pleasure having you here. And it was great working with you prior to RSAC to break down the preview of the conference. You wrote a great preview. I picked up on that and we kind of doubled down on it, so thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. It was fun talking to you back in Boston, and it's great talking to you here too, Dave.
Yeah, so we talked about the ironic theme of the power of community, and of course this is all about community, but as you pointed out in your piece, all the talk is going to be about AI and agents. We just had a really interesting conversation about sort of automated pen testing, but you've been able to walk around the conference early, I know, day one. I think the exhibit floor is just opening right now.
Yes.
But of course you have a lot of contacts here. I'm sure this is like kind of your Super Bowl of the industry. What have you been hearing so far? Is it sort of match your expectations, the good, the bad, and the ugly?
It's interesting, Dave, because security's a little bit of an ambulance chasing activity, right? So fear, uncertainty, and doubt, you scare people with, oh, the bad guys are doing this, here are the threats. People are legitimately scared. And I'll emphasize legitimately right now, because AI development is happening very, very quickly. There are a lot of elements to AI development that we're just learning about or that are in development themselves. And we really don't understand the security implications and how to defend ourselves yet. So every meeting I had, there was that theme of this is coming or it's here, and this is what we think we should do, but we're not sure yet, and so we're a little bit of spitballing right now, but it's important that you spitball and you do things in the right way because it's coming and it ain't stopping.
Interesting. I mean, you've got a historical perspective on this industry, and so would you say I'll call it the fear meter, not the paranoia, because this industry is always paranoid, but is the fear meter higher than you've ever seen before? I think about the known unknowns and the unknown unknowns. It feels like you're saying there's a lot of unknown unknowns.
Yes.
And that maybe is what's driving the fear.
And maybe
the highest tension you've ever seen?
Yes. And maybe it is more so it's not fear of the bad guys are going to do unique things. There's some evidence to that, but it's research. It's not really there.
Okay.
It's more like, holy cow, our organization is going to do and is doing these things already. How do we know what they're doing? How do we get our arms around that? Are historical ways of governing the enterprise adequate? What new controls do we need? So there's a lot of questions, and more questions than answers right now.
I mean, historically in the tech industry, security hasn't been able to stop, I want to say this, I'm going to say it the wrong way, but it hasn't stopped the innovation. It's like, damn the torpedoes. We certainly saw that with cloud, we saw that with big data, we saw that with mobile. The innovation went ahead and security had to catch up. If my fear is if that sort of model applies now, worse things could happen than happened previously. Or do you not have that same worry?
No, I do. That's exactly what I'm saying is, if you think of the curve of business innovation, along with IT, I think it moves at a faster pace than security. Security's always catching up. Now, a good CISO will anticipate that, but there's just so many changes happening, and a lot of it we're on the learning curve still of. So that's really where I see it, is I think everything you said is accurate, but the other thing you said is there are a lot more unknown unknowns, and they're happening very quickly.
So what's go back to first principles. What is the first principle there? Is it, it's hard to anticipate unknown unknowns.
Yes.
So you obviously have to react quickly. You have to have an organization that is able to react quickly. What are the principles of that reaction? Is it skill sets? Is it partners? How should I kind of make my business resilient Not in a cyber resilience way, but I
Yes.
mean in terms of being able to respond to those unknown unknowns. What are the keys?
It starts with strong governance, and that governance has to be enterprise-wide. The CISO doesn't own governance, but he or she contributes to it, but the business has to buy in. And from governance you build policies, and from policies you build controls, and you have to monitor things. So if you start in that context, then at least you have a framework for control. So things shouldn't be happening that you're unaware of. They will, but you want to minimize that. Start there and then you'll learn about some of the risks that you have that you didn't understand, some of the controls you need to mitigate those risks. But it does start with really sound and firm governance across the organization.
I always say bad human behavior beats good security and governance every time. So this gets to my mind anyway, it's got to be cultural. It's got to be ingrained.
Oh, sure.
And are organizations prepared for that?
Some are.
Yeah.
I'd say the advanced, so I said this in a meeting today, I'm seeing 3 types of customers here. The proactive customer, this is happening, I need to learn about it, and I need if I'm the CISO, I've got my architect here, I've got my engineer here, and we're immediately thinking about, learning about what we need to address. Then you've got the paranoid person. Like, I know this is coming and I really don't know what to do, but I want to do something. And then the third one is, this doesn't affect me, or I'm covered, I've got a security infrastructure, and that person, that company's at risk.
Yeah, I'm laughing because I'm reminded several years ago, one of our sales folks said, I'm not really worried, I'm not a target.
There's always people saying that.
We're all targets, right?
Yes.
I mean, and so.
And we're targets for agents now, not just bad guys at the other end of a keyboard.
Well, and you're seeing, obviously, far superior phishing. I mean, the emails are much, much better. But I catch myself every now and then. I'm a super paranoid person. I won't click on links, but I catch myself every now and then, have to stare at it. I don't know if you have that experience, but you clearly see much better written phishing emails.
Yes.
And I feel for the aunt or uncle or grandparent that feels like their child is in trouble and they're ready to send money, and it's happening now at a massive scale, as we've never seen before.
Yes. And there is some logic to the theory that to combat AI, you need AI. You need AI to scale, you need AI to learn, you need AI to train your people. And that's the encouraging thing right now, is it's not all, like I said, it's not all ambulance chasing. You should be concerned if you're a CISO, but you should also be thinking, how can I use this to my benefit? And not just, I mean, the business guys will think, how do I cut costs, how do I automate processes, how do I drive revenue? As a CISO, you should be thinking, how do I automate my processes? How do I scale my organization? Things like that.
I got to ask you a couple of technology vendor questions. So 2 years ago, Nir Zook was on this set, and he said everything's changed. Used to be we could stop 99% of the attacks. Humans could handle the other 1%. Generative AI changes that. We have to now completely rethink security. It's a do-over. That's why we've re-architected everything, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. CrowdStrike's another one, said basically we were built for this era. We've always been deep into AI, so we're ready. Stop the breach is kind of their mantra. What's the reality in terms of the industry, its ability to stop, respond, react, protect? What's the truth?
I think the industry's in good shape. The platforms are really interesting. I think it's logical for some organizations, and you and I have talked about this. It's illogical for others. Because ultimately security is only as good as it aligns with your business. And if I'm in healthcare and you're in financial services, our businesses are different. And you can't expect the vendors to get to that level, and that's where the humans do come into play. But the industry's pretty good, but the bad guys are good too. So, and one other thing there is, you could buy CrowdStrike, Palo Alto, whomever. Your efficacy is a function of how you use that technology. Do you tune it? Have you installed it right? Do you have the right data feeds? Are you testing it appropriately? Those are sort of the wild cards here. So you can't just say good or bad, effective or not. A lot of it's the use case.
It's bromide, but it always does come down to people, process, and technology.
Of course it is.
Technology in and of itself. We're super tight on time. We've got to run. John, thank you. Appreciate
You're welcome, Dave.
The wrap up. Look forward to hearing more this week as
we'll
you're out and about, digging for all the insights and the nuggets. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, that's a wrap on day one here at RSAC 2026, theCUBE. Everything will be on thecube.net. Go to siliconangle.com for all the news, and thecuberesearch.com for all the deep research. This is Dave Vellante for Jon Oltsik. We'll see you tomorrow.